Welcome to my series, Sincerely Spirit. I'm Erica VB, and today we're going to talk about different kinds of relations, if you will, terminology that you'll run into during your spiritual awakening or in conversation around spiritual-minded people. So there's three main ones that you'll probably run into. The first one we'll talk about are karmic relations. The second one are soulmate relations, and the third is twin flame relations. Now, the first two do have to do with past life experiences and relations that you've had in those past lives, whereas the soulmate is a little bit different. It's a little bit more unique, and it doesn't, it's more rare, I guess you could say, than the other two types of relations. So let's just dive right in. So the first one we're going to talk about is the karmic relations. So what are karmic relations? If anybody, probably should give you a brief definition of what karma is. So karma are the negative and positive things that we bring forward into this current life from past lives. Okay, so things we've done in our past lives that haven't been corrected by the time we've passed in that or transitioned in that existence can carry forward into this existence. This is a very brief description of how that karma is. It's more in depth than that, but like this is like a one-on-one thing, so I just want to give you a general idea on how it works. Those that believe in past lives, those that believe in karma, that's sort of what they're talking about when they talk about karma. It's carrying things from past lives into your current situation that you still want to work on and try to overcome in this existence, as you didn't do it in a past existence. Okay, so that's what karma is. So what is a karmic relationship? A karmic relationship that you experience in this current existence, excuse me, is um, it addresses and resolves the karmic debts, past life issues, and lessons that we didn't learn in the previous lives. It's intense. Um, there's a lot of high and low cycles in this type of relation, and you're always questioning whether this relationship is a positive one for you. Sometimes they can be considered toxic, if you will. Um, they can be short term, they can be long term, but they usually end with a lesson learned, which means that you won't carry that karmic debt forward into your next existence if you believe in this kind of thing. Um, with the karmic relations, they can feel like a soulmate connection because it can be intense when you first meet them, but it's not as harmonious. So there's a lot of up and downs. Like I said, it can feel toxic at times. It can feel the connection can feel deep and strong and passionate, but it's not going to be positive all the time. And that connection, that karmic relation, is there to help your soul grow and move through whatever karma they carried into the transition from a past life. So that's sort of karmic relations. There's a lot of conflict, a lot of challenge, a lot of drama, and they're often the intensity is super high with those. Now, what is a soulmate relationship? So soulmate is just as it sounds. It's one soul that recognizes another soul, that you guys have had relations in past lives, and you have decided to come into this existence, reconnect for whatever purpose you need to reconnect for. So soulmate relationships, they provide that deep connection, support, and it's a mutual growth. So it's not um that's how it varies from the karmic relations. It's a mutual growth thing. You both are deciding to move and grow forward in your lives together. You guys are like your own cheerleaders, your own support group. When I think of soulmate relations, I think of like like a mother hugging you, so that this other person has that kind of soft energy, that encouraging energy, that supportive energy. For those that have had a mother who's been around that supported them, they'll understand that. Or like a best friend. And soulmates don't have to be just intimate, okay? So soulmates can be a parent to child, or friend to friend, cousin to cousin, relative to relative. Um, I'm actually hearing soulmates can even be with animals. So you could have a soulmate, find a dog or a parrot or a cat, and you just connect so well, and you're both growing, because animals are here to experience and learn as well. Their souls need to evolve too. And so you guys are helping each other grow that way for whatever the purpose is, or whatever growth you need to have through that connection. Um, Soulmate connections are a lot less tense than a karmic connection. So you think of a karmic connection like fire, like bam, there it is. A soulmate connection is more like a earthy connection, if you will. It's there, you feel it, it's strong, you know, it's more than just a passing by relation, if you will. Um, Soulmate connections are supportive and nurturing. They can last a lifetime. They can be very beneficial to your growth and development here in the physical world. I feel like the only way a soulmate relation is going to end is if the lesson's been learned, um, or you've previously decided when you contracted to have this soulmate connection in this existence, when it was going to end, if you will. Obviously, there's free will, so I don't believe too much in destiny, but with a soulmate connection, it can be your entire lifetime. It can be and when the other person passes or when you transition. Like animals don't live forever, right? People don't live forever, and one can pass before the other, etc. Or there's just the mutual stagnation of the relation, and you both decide that, okay, we've learned what we needed to learn, we've grown, this is what I needed for in this development, and now we're moving forward. But it never departs with any question on how that relation was, or any toxicity, if you will, in that relation. So that is a soulmate relation, and that's the difference sort of between a karmic relation and a soulmate relation. And now for a twin flame relation. And like I said, twin flames are unique and rare. People sometimes get twin flame relations confused with soulmate relations. So the big, huge difference between a twin flame relation and the other two is that a twin flame is essentially your soul split in two. So you were born, you have a piece of your soul in this existence, this lifetime, yet there's another piece of your soul that was born into somebody else that is living in this existence and in this lifetime. This is why it's unique. And a lot different than the other two, because the other two are two different souls that are coming together. This is your soul coming, your soul and two different people, not coming together, but in two different people. If you happen to meet your twin flame in this lifetime, because not everybody will, you could split your soul and not meet them. Um, it will jar you into a spiritual awakening. Now, I last week we went over in episode 5 what a spiritual awakening is. So, spiritual awakening is just in general you opening up to the expansion the universe can give you. Okay. In very basics, go back to episode 5, and I go more in depth about it. So, twin flames will definitely activate a spiritual awakening in you. They're more about mirroring you, because they are your soul. They will highlight both your strengths and your weaknesses, and the duration can be, so here's the thing, like twin flames can be very intense, like karmic relations. The duration could be short or long in terms of how much you can handle. Sometimes twin flames can be very toxic to the other person because it's highlighting the strengths and the weaknesses. And if the person isn't ready to deal with their weaknesses, they're going to see this relation as a toxic relation. Um, um, the main goal of a twin flame relation is that spiritual awakening, is the ascension, if you will, the expansion of your mind, of your soul, of your body. Um, that's the biggest thing with the twin flame. Um, when I think about twin flames and why would somebody want to split their soul that way, I feel like I do feel like it's attached to karma, things that they've learned in past lives, and that this is like the be all to the end all of them learning how to expand in this world. Like they've tried other things in past lives, they transition, they understand that those things aren't working for what their soul needs or wants or desires. It's almost like an exponential spiritual growth here in this physical existence if they have that twin flame association relation and actually get to be in that relation and experience it. So there's that variable in there too. So you could come here as a twin flame and never meet your twin flame. But if you do meet your twin flame, it is intense, it is serious, and it is all about your spiritual awakening and ascension. The duration of the relation can be short term, long term. Um, I have never heard of a twin flame with a person and animal. Um, doesn't mean it's never happened. I just have never heard it that way. Um, so yeah, that's sort of the types of relations that you will run into, um, or you'll hear people talk about, if you will, on this journey. So karmic relations are relations that are intense, original connections. They have a lot of highs and lows. There's a lot of uncertainty in those relations, and um, you will usually come out of that learning a lesson. They can be very toxic to you, but they're there for you to learn a lesson. That's a karmic relation. They are tied to past life connections that we carry over into this physical existence we're in right now. Soulmate relations are similar to karmic relations in that we know the soul from a previous lifetime. However, we're not learning a karmic lesson from them. We're more developing. It's to give us growth and support and where we are in our physical life for that time, whatever we contracted at that moment. Um, Soulmate relations are more calm, they're more nurturing. Okay. Karmic relations are like fire. Soulmate relations are just very even keeled, may even feel more natural in nature, if you will. And then you have your twin flame relationship, sorry, which is essentially your soul split into you're born with part of your soul, somebody else is born with part of your soul. And if you connect in this physical existence where your twin flame is existing, you will have a major spiritual awakening. That's what this connection is all about, that spiritual awakening and that ascension. Now, are there spiritual things that happen to you within that relation? Absolutely. You know, remote viewing can start to happen, telepathy can start to happen, experiencing aches, pains, etc. of your twin flame connection can happen. So yes, those things underneath the spiritual umbrella, if you will, but that's all part of a spiritual awakening as well. Twin flames are that deep, intense connection, just like a karmic one. Um, and twin flames can be a little bit toxic to the other person. The other person isn't willing to look at their weaknesses because twin flames are going to mirror you. So they're going to they're going to mirror you in your strengths and mirror you in your weaknesses. So if you're not ready to open up to what your weaknesses is, it's sort of like shadow work. It's going to be a difficult relationship to participate in all the time. So those are the main three things that you'll come across in your spiritual awakening journey. Okay, pathway, I guess. Well, journey is the right word to use, right? So if you have any questions, of course, leave it in the appropriate social media box. You may email me at ericasfrequency@gmail.com. If you'd like to delve more into your spiritual curiosity and your spiritual awakening, I do offer spiritual guidance. You can book a session with me again at ericasfrequency@gmail.com. I also offer evidential medium readings, animal communication, oracle readings, etc. All of those beautiful things under this wonderful spiritual world. So that's it for this time. We will talk again next week, and this will be posted a couple days after the summer solstice, but happy summer solstice to you all. I hope the weather stays sunny, warm, bright, and this is what the summer solstice brings for you. Have a beautiful day, everybody.